Hey guys, you're watching Team APS. Today we have another duel for you. It was supposed to be another episode of Retro Rivals,
but
I couldn't find any of them.
yeah, they didn't have them, so we decided to give you another duel that you've been all requesting, the Ultimate Dragon Showdown.
This is the Fallen and the Virtuous deck versus...
And not at all an open box of Blue Eyes White Destiny.
Yeah, so we're gonna pit 3 copies of each of these decks against each other and have a duel and see how it goes. Drop a like and stuff, please. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Ah, my arm hurts. All right, let's get to the opening of the duel. So this is the Chronicles deck, the Fallen and the Virtuous, all foil edition. Like I said, I don't really know why they call it all foil edition because there isn't really a common edition, but the story of the animation continues. So if you've been watching the Albaz animations, which have been wonderful, by the way, then this deck will feel right at home. And Alec is right, it's definitely better to just open these from the bottom. I got, oh, this is actually one that I haven't gotten. All of these will include a like a foil upgraded version of one of the cards in the deck, and I guess for mine, I got a Dogmatica Ecclesia in secret rare. But the rest of the deck, if I can get it open, but the rest of the deck is all ultra rare. People have mixed opinions on her getting this artwork because it feels like such a anime screenshot. People feel like it kind of doesn't fit with Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't mind it. But I'd like to know what you guys think. Anyway, for the deck, it's, what the? Look at this, look at this. The cards are stuck together. I'm not doing this. Anyway, this is an all ultra rare deck. We get the Fallen of Albaz, Incredible Ecclesia, best used in Sword Soul, but not too bad as a lone card. Aliber, Blazing Cartesia, Albion the Shrouded Dragon, Guiding Quim, I always hate this thing whenever I have to face it on Master Duel. Spring's Kit, Tri-Brigade Mercurier can negate monster effects, Despian Tragedy to search Aliber, we get a few of our Bestials like the Bestial Lubellion. You can search all our other Bestials, you can bring it back. Magnamut, very powerful Bestial. Sarnier for pitching a card from deck to grave, usually your branded fusion that you'll be recovering. Bestial Druid's Worm, get rid of special summon monster. This is just your regular ultra rare Ecclesia, a little different than the secret rare one. Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, an alt art of her, you actually get to see her face. Looks a little strange though, I guess. Dogmatica Maximus, Nibiru, cool hand trap to be including. Keeper of Dragon Magic, this is actually really useful for your different fusion-based strategies. You could even use this in like a Draco Tail deck if you really wanted to. The Fallen and the Virtuous is a really powerful new spell that this deck got access to, and it lets you either, you can send a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from your extra to the grave and target a card in the field and destroy it, or if you've got an Ecclesia monster on your field or your grave, you can target a monster in either grave and special summon it. This being a quick play spell means it's extremely versatile. Branded Fusion, something that a lot of people don't actually notice about Branded Fusion, like it's obvious but not that obvious, is the 2 dragons on here are just imitating the polymerization artwork, red and blue swirling around each other. So it's Lubellion and Mirror Jade. Branded in white for doing additional fusion summoning, and if you're using Albaz, you can banish monsters from your grave. Branded in red, you get Albaz back and fuse a little more. Branded opening, just a powerful starter card. It doesn't discard as a cost, always nice. Branded in high spirits. Branded lost, this can protect your fusion summons from your opponent activating things. Branded regain, to regain advantage. Nadir Servant's pretty good. Branded bond, fusion deployment, this has got alternate art. From the regular fusion deployment, it's Cartesia, kind of freaking Albaz the fuck out, to be honest. Triple Tactics Thrust featuring the Tri-Brigades is a really good reprint. Foolish Burial, Gold Sark, Super Poly, Branded Retribution, Branded Banishment, Branded Sword, Branded Beast, the Black Goat Laughs, that's Aliber's mask that he left behind. Dogmatica Punishment, Fusion Duplication, and then a little bit of an extra deck. We get the Dragon that Devours the Dogma. It's a new fusion monster for them. Kind of similar art to what's going on with, I think, Brygran. Mirror Jade, the ever-present boss, Albion, Lubellion, Alba Lenatus, Titaniclad, Brygran, these are just kind of Albaz's different forms, Sprind, Rindbrum, and Granganol. So we're gonna put 3 of these together and see what we can do.
All right, guys, time to crack open Blue Eyes White Destiny. With the cover card, Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon. That's not the cover card here. This card is not the reason people were buying the deck. This is Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon. This is our 4K Xyz monster. It was new at the time. It actually negates the effects of all face-up, I think, cards. Yeah, all cards your opponent currently controls. So this can really help blow your opponent right out the water. One of the more important cards of the deck was Spirits with Eyes of Blue, the Link 1. It just takes a level 4 or a dragon or spellcaster monster, which makes it a bridge into quite a few annoying things in the game. But otherwise, it just searches out your Mausoleum of White. Maiden of White, white. She's a maiden. What does she do? Oh yeah, she can place your True Light from deck or grave. Place it, not search. So good luck ashing that. And also she has a pretty good grave effect as well, but most importantly, she gets you your True Light. Wishes for Eyes of Blue, one of the support spells that you will be searching with the deck. Discard a card, add a level 1 light tuner, and a spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from deck to hand. Just a very solid card for the Blue Eyes deck. Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, this is kind of like the boss monster. Takes 2 tuners, 1 non-tuner, and 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. He locks your opponent from banishing cards from their graveyard, so it's kind of like a walking floodgate. When a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate. And if you do it against 1,000 attack. It's 3,500, it didn't need 1,000 attack, but it gets the 1,000 attack anyway. Neo Kaiser Seahorse, this kind of just helps you make this guy, because for some reason he's a tuner, which the original Kaiser Seahorse was not, but you know. Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, another very solid spell. Special summon in defense position, 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. But if you control no Blue Eyes White Dragon, then you can only special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's the vanilla we're talking about. Otherwise, it can get you any Blue Eyes monster. Majesty of the White Dragons, this is the card where you show 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand, monster zone, or graveyard. Then you destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. Oh, speaking of Blue Eyes White Dragon, there it is. Up there it is again. Up there it is again. Alternate, Blue Eyes Jet, Abyss, this is the one with the legs. Dragon Spirit of White, this one's just old. Chaos Max Dragon, this is a meme. I've certainly lost to it before, so it's a little bit more than a meme. Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, yeah, it certainly exists. The White Stone of Legend, one of the oldest pieces of Blue Eyes support, not really used anymore. The White Stone of Ancients was an upgrade of the White Stone of Legend, still okay. Sage of Eyes of Blue, just a really solid Blue Eyes support monster. He's a spellcaster tuner. He works with your, actually a number of your cards. It's a really solid monster. Master with Eyes of Blue, they only put him at 1, and that's probably all you'll ever run him as. Dictator of D, because, well, that guy keeps getting promotions. Nibiru, Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, we got some hand traps. Chaos Form, Ultimate Fusions, the Melody of Awakening Dragon, there's the Mausoleum of White to get searched, Burst with Destruction, trade in, Called by the Grave, there's the True Light that we can search, the Ultimate Creature of Destruction, Destined Rivals, and Infinite Impermanence. Otherwise, we get these guys in our extra deck. These are all just solid little extra deck monsters. You get a Hermetic Seal of Heavenly Sphere, that's really good. Yeah, but I'm gonna put this together as a 3-of and battle Paul with it.
Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. So, you know I'm all about multitasking, but sometimes trying to listen to a podcast while I'm cleaning or running errands means I miss something important happening around me. I used to just tune out the world, which isn't safe, by the way, don't do that. But let me tell you about my new favorite audio upgrade, Raycon's Bone Conduction Headphones. They use this super cool off-ear audio which sends sound through vibrations right into your bones. That means my ears stay totally open to the world around me, but I still get crystal clear music, calls, or my favorite podcast, like The Pot of Greed. This is perfect for my life. For example, I can keep my cleaning playlist going while I'm vacuuming, I can still hear the doorbell or when my family members call my name. It's built for all-day use with 13 hours of battery life, so I can clean the whole house and still have juice left to head out. Speaking of heading out, I like them for shopping too. I can easily catch up on my podcasts without being totally oblivious to other people or announcements in the store. Raycon gives you premium performance without the premium price tag. They've got quality that rivals all the big audio brands, but at half the cost. Over 3 million customers already love Raycon, and they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. Black Friday is around the corner, and Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide. So from everyday essentials to the latest releases, it's the perfect time to upgrade your sound or get ahead on gifting. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/teamapsbc to get up to 30% off during Raycon's Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. By ordering, you'll also be supporting the channel, so thank you to Raycon for sponsoring. So I'm gonna be playing the new Fallen and the Virtuous Chronicles deck. All foil edition, don't know why they call it that because I don't think there's a common edition. But anyway, this is the new Albaz branded deck. It gives a couple of new support cards and reprints all the old support cards as ultra rares. This is a pretty certified high value structure, but I'm hoping that by combining 3 of them, I can learn something more about this deck, tap into my inner Albaz. I did play a little bit of branded in the past. I've played the Despia deck and little bits and pieces. I played Dogmatica, but this will be the first time I've kind of played it all together in one. We did do a little bit of practice before this duel that you're gonna see, so hopefully I'm all right, but go easy on me, okay?
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. And I have the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck. It has hit cards you might remember, like Maiden of White, Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, the Xyz monster Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon, and the Link Spirit with Eyes of Blue. This is one of the most powerful structure decks Konami has ever released, and we're gonna pit it against the newest structure deck Konami has released and see what they do.
All right, Duelist, it's time.
To Duel,
Duel, Albaz versus Blue Eyes.
that's right. Let's roll some dice.
I rolled a 3.
Tree.
I also rolled a 3. I rolled a
Okay,
5.
Come on, 6. That's a
rolled a
1. That is
1.
the opposite of a 6.
I'll be taking the first move then, Duelist. During the draw phase, I'm going to activate Branded Opening. So I discard a card and then I'll take a Despia monster from my deck and either add it to my hand or special summon it in defense position. Let's discard Bestial Saronir and it'll special summon out Albaz the Jester of Despia. When Albaz summoned, its effect will activate. It'll let me add a Branded Spell or Trap from my deck to my hand. Branded Fusion. Also, I'll be using Saronir's effect. It will let me send a Branded Spell or Trap, right? A Bestial monster or a Branded Spell or Trap from my deck to the graveyard.
Well, that's almost half a deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna be we'll send my Branded Retribution to the main phase. I'll start by activating Branded Fusion. So this is gonna let me fusion summon a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz as material from my extra deck, using 2 monsters from my hand, deck, or field. Obviously one of them is gonna have to be Fallen of Albaz. We're sending the Fallen of Albaz and Bestial Libellion, which will allow me to make Albion the Branded Dragon. That's not all though, Duelist. When Albion is special summoned, actually just fusion summoned. When it's fusion summoned, I can fusion summon a level 8 or lower fusion monster by banishing materials from my hand, field, and or my graveyard. Fallen of Albaz, and this time, it'll be Albert, I think. This will let me make Libellion, the Searing Dragon.
Albion and Lubellion. It's like that one scene in the show where not in the show, but in the cards, because Albion and Lubellion fight or whatever.
I think I don't know if these are the 2 that are fighting.
Is it not? I don't know. I don't know my lore. They gotta finish the story in the anime and then I'll know.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna use Libellion's effect on summon. I can discard a card and I'll get to do a fusion summon, but this time it's gonna be by shuffling materials into my deck from my field, graveyard, or face-up banished. I'm going to discard my Branded Sword, and we're gonna be using Libellion, which will get shuffled back in, and Albaz.
No!
These will both be shuffled back into my deck to make Mirajade, the Iceblade Dragon. Next, we're gonna tribute Albion the Branded Dragon to special summon out the Bestial Libellion, because I can summon it from my grave by attributing a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster. Now I'll use the Bestial Libellion's effect to place a Branded Spell or Trap, a continuous one, from my deck to the field. Branded Lost. So this just will prevent you from negating the activation and effects that include an effect that fusion summons a monster. If I fusion summon that way, you won't be able to use a card or effect. And I'll also be able to add a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it from my deck to my hand.
It should insulate both players' fusions. I think I should do that. I think that's
so.
how the effect should go.
We'll set 1 card face down, and I'm gonna actually go to my end phase. During the end phase, Albion's effect can activate. Since it was sent to the graveyard this turn, I get to add to my hand or set a Branded Spell or Trap. The Fallen and the Virtuous. So I can actually send a monster from my extra deck to the grave that mentions Albaz and pop a card in the field. Or if I've got an Ecclesia monster in the grave, I can summon something from the grave. Your move, Duelist.
Draw for turn. Infinite Impermanence targeting Mirajade.
I don't like it, but I'll have to allow it.
Step 2 will be to normal summon my Sage with the Eyes of Blue. And I'll use his effect on summon to add a level 1 light monster from my deck to hand. I'll add my Maiden of White. Now I'll link my Sage into the all-powerful Spirit with Eyes of Blue. On summon, my Spirit effect will search out my Blue Eyes field spell, the Mausoleum. I'm looking for my mausoleum. Where, oh, is it? There it is. The Mausoleum of White. Next, we'll activate the Mausoleum of White. Then I'll activate my Mausoleum's effect, targeting my Spirit, where I send a vanilla, and it'll gain attack for each level.
That is fine, Duelist.
I'm going to send, of course, the almighty, the engine of destruction, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And that means my Spirit will gain 800 attack and defense. Or is it just attack? Attack and defense. Next, I'll activate my Maiden in hand, I'm going to send her from hand to grave to place a True Light to the field.
So what's True Light do?
Well, one, you cannot target my Blue Eyes White Dragon monsters with card effects, but it has two other effects, only once per turn. I can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from hand or graveyard, or I can set one spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon with a different name from cards that are there in my graveyard. Activate the True Light to special summon my Blue Eyes White Dragon.
All right, we're going to activate then a card of my own. I'll use my Branded Beast. I'm going to tribute, since I control a bestial monster, I can tribute a dragon monster, target a card you control, and destroy it. So we're going to actually tribute the Bestial Libellion, target True Light.
No!
And since your True Light's destroyed, it'll also activate its graveyard effect. To destroy all the cards, all the monsters rather, on your side of the field.
I could use my Spirit effect to like run away and grab a Blue Eyes, and the Blue Eyes would just get destroyed. Goodbye, Spirit. All right, now I'm gonna activate my Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. So I can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from my deck, but if I do not control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, it has to be Blue Eyes White Dragon. Welcome, Blue Eyes White Dragon. I did special summon a Blue Eyes, which means in a new chain I can activate the effect of my Maiden to special summon to the field. Next, I will Synchro Summon to create the level 9 Blue Eyes Spear Dragon. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon says that you can't summon two monsters at the same time, but also it can tribute itself to special summon a Blue Eyes from my extra deck. The downside is that monster is destroyed at the end of this turn.
Actually, a light synchro monster.
Is it a light synchro? A light
Like a
synchro.
light dragon.
But yes, I have a Spirit Dragon on field now. Next, I will set 2 cards face down, and I'll end my turn.
I'll draw for turn. I will use Albion's effect. I'm going to send the Fallen of Albaz or a branded spell or trap from my hand or deck to the graveyard, and then when I do, he'll get shuffled back in and I'll draw 1 card. We'll send this. Branded Regained. Albion is shuffled back in. I draw 1. I'm going to use Mirror Jade's effect now. I'll send a monster that mentions Albaz. It's going to be the dragon that devours the dogma. So when this resolves, it's going to banish a monster on your side of the field.
I'll activate Majesty of the White Dragons. I can reveal up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from my hand, field, or graveyard. I have the 1 in the grave. Actually, I think I have 2. I have 2. So I can show you 2, and then I can destroy an equal number of cards my opponent controls.
Yeah, I don't have a response.
Then I will destroy Mirror Jade and Beast.
All right, so these will be destroyed. Mirror Jade already sent its cards, so Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon will get banished. And now I'm going to activate the effect of Mirror Jade. Since it was sent to the graveyard because of one of your cards, during the end phase, it's going to destroy all monsters that you control.
Yes.
I have to activate that now. Next, we're going to use Branded Retribution. I'll banish it from my graveyard, and it's going to let me target my Branded Fusion and add it back to my hand. Next, let's activate Branded Fusion. Fallen of Albaz, Nibiru, I think. Say hello to a second copy of Albion, the Branded Dragon. So now I have 2 different effects that I can use. Branded Loss will activate, which lets me get a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it from my deck to my hand. And Albion is going to also conduct an additional fusion summon by banishing the materials, chain links 1 and 2. And thanks to Branded Loss, you can't activate anything in this chain. So we'll be banishing Fallen of Albaz and Albion to make a new Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. And Branded Lost is going to grab from my deck this card, my Tri-Brigade Mercurier. I'll use my Branded Opening. I'm gonna discard a card when it resolves anyway, and that'll let me special summon an Albaz. Albaz in defense mode. Albaz is going to activate its effect to add a branded spell or trap from my deck to my hand. We'll get the magic of Branded in White, and we'll activate Branded in White. I fusion summon a fusion monster using cards from my hand or field, including a dragon. But if I have Albaz in my grave, I can banish it as part of the material. Let's banish Fallen of Albaz, and whatever the material that it would need is. Brygrand. It's going to be Albaz and my Nibiru.
This thing never hits the board. I don't even know what this does.
I'm just doing it for attack power. I'll attack you for 2,500 with my Albion.
And I'll activate True Light.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand or graveyard.
Not so fast, Duelist. Activate spell card, the Fallen and the Virtuous. I can send a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from my extract to the graveyard, target a face-up card in the field, and destroy it.
I saw you said it and I forgot all about it.
It's Titaniclad getting sent to target the True Light. And now I can finish you off with Albion for 25, Brygrand, and Mirror Jade.
8,000 exactly. Going first looked like it was kind of fun, so I feel like I want to do that this time.
Okay.
I'll normal summon my Neo Kaiser Seahorse, and then I'm gonna link it off to summon my spirit with the eyes of blue. On summon, my spirit can search for Mausoleum, and my Neo Kaiser Seahorse, when it is sent to graveyard, can send one Blue Eyes monster or a monster that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from deck to graveyard. So we'll do like chain links 1 and 2. We'll send my Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. And then my spirit will search for my Mausoleum, if and when I can find it. My Mausoleum of White. Next, we will activate the Mausoleum of White and use this effect targeting my spirit. We'll send Blue Eyes, he'll gain the 800 attack and defense. Next, I'm going to use the Maiden in White in my hand. I'm going to send her to the graveyard. We'll place True Light onto the field. And now, I'll use my spirit with Eyes of Blue's effect to tribute it from the field and special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard. Tribute, special summon. And then my Maiden can activate in graveyard to special summon herself because the Blue Eyes was summoned. Now, let's activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. So I can special summon a Blue Eyes monster in defense position because I already have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. It can just be a Blue Eyes monster. I will summon my Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. And on special summon, it can search for a ritual spell and add it to my hand. Chaos form will be added to my hand. Now I'll use the effect of my True Light to set a Blue Eyes spell or trap, or a spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes that is not already amongst my graveyard. We'll set Wishes with Eyes of Blue. And now we'll go ahead and use the Wishes. So I can discard 1 card to add a Light Tuner and a spell or trap that mentions the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's go ahead and pitch this extra True Light. And we're going to add Sage with Eyes of Blue and Majesty of the White Dragon. Now we're going to use the Grave effect of my Wishes. I can banish it from my graveyard to equip one of my Blue Eyes monsters with a Blue Eyes from my extra deck. We're going to equip my Blue Eyes with the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. We're going to sync off my Maiden and Blue Eyes, sending my Neo to the graveyard for the level 9 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. And then, I guess I never really use this, so I should probably go ahead and use it now. My additional normal summon for my Sage with Eyes of Blue. Sage effect to search. You know what? I'm gonna add Effect Veiler. And then I'm going to set 2 cards face down and move to my end phase. Effect of Abyss Dragon. I can add a ritual monster from my deck to hand. And we're going to add the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon.
Okay, so that's waiting for me next turn. Fun.
And that's all I've got for you.
I'll draw for turn. Let's see here. During the draw phase, I'm going to activate Branded Opening. So it'll let me discard a card and take a Despia monster. I'll either add it to my hand or special summon it from my deck. I'll discard Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, and that'll let me special summon Albaz. Albaz going to activate its effect to add a branded spell or trap from my deck to my hand.
Activate the effect of my Spirit Dragon to tribute itself and to special summon a Light Synchro Dragon from my extra deck. Tribute Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon.
All right, and Albaz is going to be grabbing Branded Fusion. Next, we'll activate Fusion Deployment. I'll reveal a fusion monster in my extra deck and special summon from my hand or deck one of the fusion materials that's mentioned on it. I'll reveal Granganol, and so the card that I'll be summoning will be Blazing Cartesia. Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous. Branded Regained.
Oh.
If a light or dark monster is banished, except bring the damage step, I get to target one of those monsters, put it on the bottom of the deck, and if I do, I draw a card. Also, if you normally special summon a monster, except bring the damage step, I can target a bestial monster in my graveyard and special summon it. Let's activate the Fallen and the Virtuous.
Ooh.
So, I get to activate one of these effects. I can send a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from my extra to the graveyard and target a face-up card in the field and destroy it. I'm sending Bragran and I'm targeting True Light.
You ain't right. I will respond with my Ultimate Dragon's effect to negate your quick play spell.
And also he gains 1,000 attack.
If you don't respond, then I'm using Majesty of the White Dragons. I can reveal Blue Eyes White Dragons. I think I only have the one. I do. I have the one. To then destroy a card on your side of the field. My Majesty will destroy Cartesia.
All right, Cartesia goes, and then also this gets negated and you'll gain 1,000.
In a new chain, because a card was destroyed, I can special summon my Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. And now, It's the only one of my Blue Eyes cards you can destroy.
Interesting. All right, next I'm going to activate Branded Fusion. So I'll fusion summon a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from my extra deck, using 2 monsters from my deck in this case, Fallen of Albaz and the Bestial Libellion. Albion. Now Albion's effect will activate. I can fusion summon a level 8 or lower fusion monster.
I'll activate Effect Veiler, targeting your Albion.
Well then, I'm going to use the effect of Albion the Shrouded Dragon in my graveyard. We'll send Branded Retribution, and is his effect okay?
Yeah.
He seems so... It'll get shuffled in and
Well,
I'll
because
draw
I'm very
one.
curious, but I don't want to read Retribution. So I'm just gonna let it ride.
There's nothing too threatening that it can get right now anyway.
Who knows? It could say anything. I'm not gonna lean over there and read it.
All right, and I draw 1. Since I've got Fallen of Albaz in my graveyard, I'll activate Blazing Cartesia's effect to special summon herself. I'll activate her... Oh yeah, one other thing. I'm tributing Albion to special summon the Bestial Libellion from my graveyard. Bestial Libellion is going to activate its effect to place a branded continuous spell or trap. Branded Lost. Let's activate Blazing Cartesia's effect to do a fusion summon. It'll be her and Albaz, I think. Grangonol, the Dusk Dragon.
The Dusk Dragon.
And a new chain, Branded Lost will activate to let me get a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it. And Grangonol is going to activate to send a level 6 or higher light or dark monster from my deck or extra deck to the graveyard. We'll send Bestial Saronir, and we'll add Fallen of Albaz to my hand. Saronir's effect is going to send another branded spell or trap from my deck to the graveyard. Not too much left, really.
I mean, you've sent so many things to the graveyard this turn.
Branded in High Spirits. I'll banish Branded Retribution to add a branded spell or trap from my deck to my hand. Or grave back to my hand, sorry. The Fallen and the Virtuous, as it's always treated as a branded. Then, normal summon, Fallen of Albaz. I'll use the Fallen of Albaz's effect. When it's normal or special summoned, I can discard a card and fusion summon a monster using monsters on either side of the field, including this card. I will discard the Fallen and the Virtuous to activate its effect. So now I'm going to fuse with itself and Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon.
You cur.
Yes, I'll use your Ultimate Spirit Dragon against you for Sprind, the Iron Dash Dragon.
We just summoned the monsters.
I'm trying to summon them all. Activate the effect of Sprind.
I don't know what it is.
I can move it to another one of my main monster zones and destroy all other face-up cards in its column.
And I am going to activate the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. I can target a Blue Eyes monster I control this turn. That face-up monster is unaffected by card effects, except its own. Also, can't be destroyed by battle, and any monster that battles it will be destroyed at the end of the damage step.
Okay, so we're targeting Jet Dragon?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just move here, I guess. And you know what, actually, I'll move here. Since there's no, you know.
Yeah,
so if he lives to next turn, I'll get another chance.
That's true.
He won't live to next turn, I'm pretty certain. Granguinol attacks Sage. Set 1 card face down, and now I'll go to my end phase.
In your end phase, I'll activate True Light. I will special summon my Blue Eyes White Dragon from the graveyard. And when I do that, I can special summon Maiden. And because I summoned a Blue Eyes White Dragon, I can set my Ultimate Creature of Destruction back to the field, but it will be banished next time it leaves the field.
Well, I've got some effects as well. I'm going to activate Brigran first to add a Tri-Brigade monster from deck to hand. In this case, Tri-Brigade Mercurier will get added to my hand. Then we'll use the effect of Albion. It's going to set a branded spell or trap from my deck. My branded banishment. Blazing Cartesia will add itself from my grave to the hand because a fusion monster was sent to the graveyard. And finally, Branded in High Spirits will add itself to the hand since a fusion monster was sent to my graveyard this turn. With all of these are all the cards that I got.
He had 0 cards in hand to start the end phase.
Your move, Duelist.
Draw for turn. Synchro summon Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon.
Alright, since you special summoned a monster, that'll allow me to activate my Branded Regained and special summon a Bestial monster from my graveyard.
Yep.
I'll be targeting Bestial Saronir.
Then I'll activate my True Lights effect to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes White Dragon. And I'll activate the effect of my Maiden in the grave.
I'm going to use Grangonol's effect.
Oh.
Since you special summoned a monster, by an activated monster effect, I can banish this card from my field or grave, special summon a Dogmatica monster from my deck, or a Despia from my extra deck. We'll be getting Guiding Quim.
I use the effect of my Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon tribute it to special summon one from the extra deck.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It's not fine.
Oh, okay, it's not fine. He says it's not fine.
Activate Tri-Brigade Mercurier. Since I control a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz, I can send this from hand or field to the grave to negate the effect of your monster.
Overlay for the rank 8 Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon. If it's Xyz summoned, I can negate the effects of all face-up cards my opponent currently controls. I am activating that effect here. I use the effect of my Mausoleum, targeting my Maiden. Then I'm chaining Maiden to that effect to special summon a It's a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a level 1 light tuner from graveyard. So we're gonna special summon Sage with Eyes of Blue, and I'll send a Blue Eyes with my Mausoleum, so Maiden gains 800 attack and defense. And now I'm going to use my Indigo Eyes' effect to detach one material. I can target a normal monster in my graveyard or banishment and special summon it. So we'll special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. And I'll activate Chaos Form to ritual summon my Chaos monster from hand.
I will chain my trap card, the Black Goat Laughs. I declare a monster card name, Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, by the way.
Oh no.
And this turn, neither player can special summon monsters with that original name, except from the graveyard.
So that stops me from summoning my Chaos Max.
Yes, Duelist.
When it resolves. So if I chain a trap card from my graveyard from many moons ago, Majesty of the White Dragons.
Oh, you still have that.
It lets me conduct a ritual summon tributing Blue Eyes White Dragons from my hand or field, of which I do have the one. And this will happen before the Black Goat resolves. And summon
Oh, that sucks.
Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. It cannot be targeted by my opponent's card effects. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. If it attacks a defensive position monster, it inflicts double piercing damage to that opponent. And let's not forget, Chaos Max has 4,000 attack.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And now I'll use my Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon's effect, engrave, banish it to boost all my level 8 and higher dragons attack by 1,000 permanently. So with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and switch Jet Dragon to attack position. That's enough of that defense mode nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be surviving this one.
Chaos Max. Attack Quem.
Yeah, so that means I'll be taking 35 times
35
2.
twice.
7,000 damage.
And my Indigo Eyes has 4,000 damage.
Oh yeah, 4,000.
Because it's an Xyz. And it'll attack your Spren.
Oh, well played. I forgot about the trap in the grave. For the final duel, I'm going to be going first, Duelist. Activate Gold Sarcophagus. I'll banish a card from my deck. During my second standby phase, I'll get that card to my hand. It's the Despian Tragedy. When Despian Tragedy is banished, it'll search for a Despia monster from my deck to my hand. So, say hello to Albaz the Jester of Despia. We'll normal summon Albaz the Jester of Despia, and I'm going to activate its effect. It'll let me add a branded spell or trap from my deck to my hand.
Effect Veiler.
Activate Branded Fusion. I'll fusion summon a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz.
Where is my Ash Blossoms?
Using material. Okay, so good, so you don't have both. In that case, I'll send Bestial Libellion and Fallen of Albaz. We're summoning Albion the Branded Dragon. I'm going to activate Albion the Branded Dragon's effect, Fallen of Albaz, and a dark monster. Say hello to Libellion the Searing Dragon. And when I summon Libellion, I'm going to use its effect by discarding one card. In this case, a copy of Fallen of Albaz. Albaz will get shuffled in, and Libellion will get shuffled back. And we're summoning Mirror Jade again. I'll tribute Albion to special summon the Bestial Libellion from my graveyard. And I'll use the Bestial Libellion's effect to place, I guess, Branded Lost? I don't know. Set 2 cards face down, and at the end phase, Albion's effect's gonna activate. It will let me get a branded spell or trap and set it to the field. In this case, the new card, the Fallen and the Virtuous. Set to my field, your move, Duelist.
Draw. I'll activate Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Discard for cost. So I can add a level 1 light tuner and a spell or trap that mentions the Blue Eyed White Dragon. Sage with Eyes of Blue and Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. I'll activate Sage with Eyes of Blue, or a normal summon I'll activate. I mean,
Yeah, it might as well be the same thing in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Basically the same thing. And I'll use its effect on normal summon to add a level 1 light monster. I'll add my Maiden of White. Now, I'll link the Spirit with Eyes of Brew. And on summon, it can activate its effect to search out a Mausoleum. So I add Mausoleum to my hand, and then I'll activate it. I'll use my Spirit's effect to tribute it as cost. We'll special summon out the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Is that the main defense mode? We're gonna use my Wishes in Graveyard. I'm going to banish it to equip a monster from my extra deck to my Blue Eyes. We'll equip my Blue Eyes White Dragon with the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Let me activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons.
I'll activate the Fallen and the Virtuous and send a monster that mentions Albaz as a cost. This isn't exactly what I want, but we'll send Renbrum the Striking Dragon and target your Blue Eyes.
That's fair, that destroys my Blue Eyes. But that does mean my Roar can still special summon one. But we're not out yet. Next, I'm going to normal summon my Maiden of White using my additional normal summon for my Mausoleum. Mausoleum targeting my Maiden.
I'll use Mirror Jade's effect. Titaniclad. Anything in response?
No response.
All right, then it'll be her that gets banished.
Which actually stops my Mausoleum, right? Target a face-up monster you control, and then send a normal monster from your deck. And if you do the target monster,
so I think it still just sends it.
It still should give me the send, which is okay enough. Send the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Set 2 cards face down. Now move to end phase.
I don't have anything, but I do have these effects in the grave. Renbrum doesn't do anything, but Titaniclad will summon a Dogmatica monster or a Fallen of Albaz from my deck. We're just gonna summon a Dogmatica monster. In this case, Guiding Quim, who's always treated as a Dogmatica monster for whatever weird reason. And I'll activate Guiding Quim's effect. Send the Fallen of Albaz or a card that mentions it from deck to grave. I'll send my Branded Retribution. Now, let's use Branded Retribution's effect. I'll banish it, and we're getting back Branded Fusion to my hand. I draw Duelist. I will activate the Bestial Rebellion to place another continuous spell or trap. Branded Regained. And I'll activate Branded Fusion. We're sending the Fallen of Albaz and Bestial Saranir. So with Albaz in a dark, you can say hello to Lebellion the Searing Dragon. It's going to use its effect. It'll pitch Aliber to do a fusion summon, and Branded Lost will also let me get a card that mentions Albaz. So we'll be shuffling in my Fallen of Albaz and my Titaniclad, and we'll also use this Despian Tragedy to summon the new guy, the dragon that devours the dogma.
You're not supposed to do that in Branded. You're supposed to only make Mirror Jade. You're supposed to make 2 and 3 Mirror Jades. That's the whole play.
This is more fun. What do? While an Ecclesia monster's in the field in the grave, it gains 500 attack. It's unaffected by their card effects. I don't actually have that. Is this treated as an Ecclesia? No, okay, it's not. Well, I can't use that effect. If it's special summoned, I can shuffle up to 2 cards from any graves and or banishment into the deck. Neo Blue Eyes and Broke Neck Blue Eyes. I don't know if that's really, is there anything I should shuffle back into my deck? Yeah, okay, we're just gonna do a Blue Eyes and a Branded Retribution. You can keep this.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll just shuffle these 2 in. I'll switch my monsters to attack position. The dragon that devours the dogma is gonna attack your Blue Eyes.
I'm gonna chain to your attack True Light and use this effect to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from hand or graveyard.
Well, I'm still gonna be attacking with the dragon that devours the dogma. Mirror Jade will attack the second Blue Eyes.
On declaration, I'll activate Majesty of the White Dragons. It would have been nice, it would have been really nice I had all 3 of my Blue Eyes to show, but I now only have 2 to show to destroy 2 of your cards. We'll do Mirror Jade and Lost.
Oh, you get to live this turn, Duelist.
I do live.
Well, activate the effect of Mirror Jade. Back to you.
End phase, Mirror Jade destroys all my monsters, and my turn begins. Draw. I will activate True Light to special summon a Blue Eyes from hand or grave. And now I'll use Majesty of the Dragons in the grave, banishing it to conduct a ritual summon. I will tribute my Blue Eyes White Dragon from the field to ritual summon Blue Eyes Chaos Max from my hand.
Oh, you already had that in your hand.
So we'll go ahead and use the Mausoleum of Light targeting my Chaos Max. That means my Chaos Max will gain an additional 800 attack and defense, so it is 4,800 attack. But we're gonna have Chaos Max attack Quim. And then I will pass turn.
I'll draw. Albion's effect to send a branded spell or trap. It's gonna be Branded Retribution again. This will get shuffled in my deck and I'll draw one. If that's okay.
I'll use my True Light to set a spell or trap. Set the Majesty of White Dragons.
I draw. Branded Retribution, we're gonna banish it to get a branded spell or trap from my grave back to my hand. This will be the key, because now I can activate the Fallen and the Virtuous.
Okay.
I'll send a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz and target True Light on the field. I'll send Brygrind to pop True Light,
True Light gets destroyed.
and it will destroy all your monsters. Chaos Max
Except
just
my
can't
Chaos
be destroyed by cards I control, but it can still be destroyed by ones you
What?
do.
Oh my god!
So now it's time. Lubellian attacks directly for 25. Other Lubellian attacks directly for 25. I'll finish you off with the new dragon that devours the dogma, 3,000.
Should have attacked the bigger monster. That was terrible.
Yeah, I guess so.
No!
Helpful. And that means for this duel, the Fallen and the Virtuous wins. Well played, duelist. That's game.
I'm sorry, Blue Eyes players. I let you down.
All right, well, that concludes the Blue Eyes versus Fallen and the Virtuous duel. We had a fun time with this, I think, though.
It was so close. If I could have just zigged and not zagged.
That's okay, though. Let us know which of these decks you like the most. They're really both very good buys, I have to say.
You will get your full amount of Yu-Gi-Oh! In with these decks.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Check out our many other structure deck videos.
You can fill an entire weekend just off our duels.
And also check out our podcast every week over on the second channel APS Amplifier. It's called The Pot of Greed, every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Roughly.
Love to have you there. Without further ado, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Pass turn.